We've all heard that phrase, right? Knowledge is power. But what if that's not, well, the whole story? Today, we're going to challenge that core belief and explore the real engine behind success and lasting change. So let's just jump right in with a question for you. Think about the last time you were really feeling the heat. A crazy deadline, a difficult conversation. What took over? Was it all the books you've read? Or was it something more instinctual, more automatic? Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. We've been told knowledge is the key. And look, knowledge is great. It's an asset for sure. But behavior, well, behavior is what you actually do. It's not just an asset, it's the engine. And when the pressure turns up, your knowledge can kind of freeze up. But your behavior, that becomes your default response. That's what really counts. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's not about how much you know, it's about what you do by default. Your success, your leadership, it's all determined by your automatic responses in those make or break moments. All right, so if our default behaviors are that important, how do we even begin to understand them, let alone change them? Let's really dig into this idea of behavior being the engine of our success. So when we talk about behavior, we're not talking about random one-off actions. We're talking about the collection of consistent, repeatable, self-led actions that ultimately determine your results, especially when things get tough. That's the engine you can actually count on. I love this analogy. It's so perfect. Your goals get all the attention. They're the flashy headline. But your behavior, that's the powerful, quiet engine that actually gets you to your destination. Without the engine, the headline is just empty words. Okay, so if behavior is our engine, how do we give it an upgrade? How do we build a better one? The source material gives us a really clear three-part framework. Let's take a look. Real, lasting change doesn't happen overnight. It starts small. It begins with micro-behaviors, the tiny choices you make in the moment. When you repeat those, they build into patterns. And over time, those patterns create profound identity-level shifts. This is how you go from just doing something different to truly being someone different. So what happens when we actually start focusing on these micro-behaviors and building new patterns? Well, the results can be absolutely transformative. Let's look at what that change feels like in practice. Just look at what's possible here. It's not about trying harder or forcing yourself to do things. It's about building new systems. Imagine difficult conversations just becoming a calm standard. Imagine decision-making shifting from that endless loop of overthinking to just clean, clear prioritization. You're not trying to be confident. You develop an anchored confidence. That's the power of this. This lays it all out side by side. The old way is a constant struggle. You're relying on temporary motivation, you're overthinking everything, you're just trying to be confident. It's exhausting. The new way is about building lasting systems that give you a sense of being truly anchored. And this is the ultimate goal, right? When you run on systems, your performance is no longer a roller coaster that depends on how you feel. It becomes a steady, reliable output from the engine you've intentionally built. Now, this kind of change doesn't just happen by accident. It's a deliberate, conscious process. The source material uses a really powerful word for it: installation. Let's see what that means. Think of it exactly like installing new software on your computer, but for your brain. You are consciously embedding new behaviors so deeply that they become your new automatic default. You're literally overwriting old, ineffective patterns. So where does this installation take place? It happens in three key areas: your mind, so the stories you tell yourself, your language, the actual words you use, and your daily choices, those small, seemingly insignificant actions you take every single day. Before we finish up, let's just zoom out for a second and talk about the philosophy behind all of this. Because it's not about forcing change or being hard on yourself. It's about something much more gentle and, well, internal. You see, true change doesn't really come from the outside. It's not about following someone else's rules or a rigid plan. It's about awakening a guide that's already inside of you. And the source material leaves us with this beautiful metaphor. In the middle of life's storms, this approach to change is like a silent conch. It's this quiet, steady presence that calms the chaos, awakens what you already know deep down, and helps you find your own way forward. So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this question. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, What's the one micro behavior, the one new default that you'll choose to install, starting today?